Hi everyone, welcome back to Generational Power. I'm Jane, and today I will be talking to you a little more about COVID. I'll try to keep this brief, but the White House just announced a national testing plan for rapid antigen testing, which I think is a really wonderful idea. I saw someone, Laura, this woman I like, she's an epidemiologist. It's funny because she's worried about how sensitive these tests are, but if you watch my last episode, Dr. Michael Mina from Harvard says that basically if you have the point of these rapid antigen tests is not before specificity. It's not trying to calculate your viral load on like a PCR test. It's just to see if the person there could have enough to contaminate everyone else. So this is really useful for entering schools, entering bars, entering different businesses. And so because the FDA wants a highly specific test, it actually prevents these cheaper tests from being made and used more widespread. The other thing that is kind of unfortunate about the tests from Abbott is that they probably won't, we still don't have a national testing strategy, and so the amount that the White House wants to give out, I think it's close to how many? 100 million tests, 100 million tests within the next couple of weeks. That might not still be enough to really track and trace. You would really have to get more tests out there. So that's definitely something I agree with epidemiologists, that in order to do rapid antigen testing, you would need to do a lot of it. And so 100 million might not be enough, but it's better than where we were a year ago. So the other bit of COVID news that I have was from last week. The second patient from AstraZeneca has transverse myelitis, which I was talking about before is, a common, actually can be a common and rare side effect from vaccines typically. And the funny thing that I was reading about is now they're talking about the Pfizer or the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. But recently, what I was talking about before is they're testing this vaccine in healthy people. They're not testing it with people who are an at-risk group. I got numbers about how many people in these clinical trials, these phase 3 clinical trials, actually have COVID and are getting the vaccine, and it's very low, okay? So basically, experts believe that the trials could end permanently for AstraZeneca if they have another participant have a serious neurological illness, which means our front runner for the vaccine might not be applicable. Pfizer is apparently going to be giving out efficacy data at the end of this month, or next month, but the response is primarily because Pfizer is doing analysis in fewer participants, okay? Fewer patients included in analysis could be a safety risk. Pfizer will analyze the data when out of 44,000 patients that they're giving this vaccine, only 32 of them have COVID. And then that is still less. That is still less than Moderna. Moderna has 53 patients with COVID out of 44,000 patients, and AstraZeneca had 75 people with COVID out of 44,000 people. So I'm going to keep reading these different things on the vaccines, but like I said before in my different articles, we are giving vaccines not to people who are sick. Not many of these people have COVID, and not many of these people are in the at-risk groups. So with the new developments in rapid antigen testing and the news that, I think it was in Milwaukee County, 410 out of 422 deaths were attributed to COVID. Most of the people had 2 to 3 conditions, and some had 5 and 6, but all of them were listed as COVID as the primary cause of death. So the way that we're talking about this data is really skewed in order to make COVID look a lot worse than it's supposed to be. And that makes the need for this COVID vaccine a lot less, I don't know, prevalent, honestly. I think the people who are trying to get this vaccine very early aren't looking at all the other different options that are going on with COVID, and I think that's like a really quick and hasty judgment on their part to think that the vaccine is the way out rather than testing or even just looking into different things. And if you look at my other videos below, I did do a review of a study that looked at 43 studies that looked at the positive effect of hydroxychloroquine in use for patients in an outpatient setting. So if you guys want to click on that video, you can see it below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, thank you.